We are here at Superbooth, of course, at the Majella booth, and you have something new for us, the Compax.
Yes, we do. Our Implexus has got a little meaner brother. Shrank a bit, and with a sort of different feature set. We always wanted to do a synth that was a bit smaller than the Implexus and a bit more down to earth. And we thought, well, let's take this opportunity to sort of branch out a little and try some different aspects with that the Implexus couldn't.
We have the same complex oscillator?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we do. Yeah. So we have the same affair with a sine wave-based oscillator with where you can add harmonics to, which is fed into a wavefolder. I can let you hear this for a bit. You can modulate this on them. So that is the same as the Implexus, but the comparisons probably end there because this has quite a few different things. For starters, moving up the signal chain, you can blend between the oscillator and a noise source, and that is fed into the wavefolder. So you can make the wave quite a bit gnarlier. This is CV-able as well, so I'll show you in a bit, because then you can logically move on to the sequencer, which is also new. The Implexus didn't have one, and the sequencer is pretty flexible in the regard that it is one row of buttons, one row of knobs, sorry, and 2 rows of trigger buttons. And
so it produces a gate and CV at the same
yes,
time, but
yes,
twice.
Yes. So twice triggers and 1 CV. So and we can use this because we have 2 AR envelopes, and we can use the sequencer to if I just patch the one, they're cascaded and they both respond to the first row. But I can also patch the second row into the second envelope, and then, as you can see, the first one moves with this rhythm, and the second one is this rhythm, and we can both use them and patch them and use them across the synth. So, for instance, that noise source here is CV-able. So, we can take that second envelope, throw it into the blend, and let's see what we have now. So we can get all sorts of interesting rhythms, especially when you consider that we can also shorten the envelope to 3 steps. And you can also CV the length with any source you like. And of course we can use the CV as a pitch source as well. You can just patch it into the full per octave and make a melody. And the MIDI goes on top of that sequence, so you can use the keyboard here to transpose the sequence any way you like. as an added bonus, we also made this thing where we can use a second oscillator, or actually not per se a second oscillator. We can replace the noise source here with an external input. So this is the cable from the basic oscillator of the Implexus over there, and oh no worries, and I can just throw it in here and see what happens. I'm not entirely sure what's going to happen.
So this is really FM from it, or is it? No, it's just fed in.
No, it's just external signal into the input. Let's see.
Actually, it works with MIDI, with the CV.
Yes.
And you can feed in an external signal, which is different from the original Implexus, which is this one.
This is really made for more rhythmic duties. So very snappy
this is
envelope.
semi-modular. You can patch. You can access the oscillators, filter, and stuff.
Yeah, you can easily patch it with the Implexus as well, because they work really well together. And it sort of brings something new to the table. That's nice. And it's also really nice that you can throw in anything and put it through the wavefolder. So you can patch in your drum machine and run it through this thing and end up with much dirtier drums than you started with.
Yeah.
So
I say West Coast-ish kind of approach, and these envelopes both use attack and release.
Yeah.
And they can be used as an LFO. And
no, not necessarily. They're not looping. No, they're just
okay. That's
regular.
So it's a question.
Yeah. No, they're just very snappy but normal, dead ahead, very overseeable AR envelopes.
And the LFO looks like something special because it has divisions.
Just like this is taken directly from the Implexus. So we have clock divisions, which is quarter note, 3/4 of a quarter note, half a quarter note, third of a quarter note, quarter of a quarter note, so 16th. Or free running. The free running goes from like super slow, 0.01 hertz.
How fast is that LFO?
The slowest is I think 0.01 hertz.
Yeah.
The fastest is about 100. So it goes well into the audio rate.
It's smaller. Its price is at 800.
No, actually between 600 and 700 euros. So quite a bit more affordable than the Implexus. And this is more or less, I think 95% of finished product. So there are probably some minor changes under the hood where we're going to implement, but this is more or less where it's at. And the difference with the Implexus are quite big actually, because the Implexus has just more of everything, and a filter and a delay and that sort of stuff, but no sequencer and not the external input. So they're sort of similar, but it would be unfair to say that it is a sort of Implexus mini. It's really its own thing, which we really wanted to do, because if you're going to design a new synth, then probably it's best to make it as cool as possible on its own and not a sort of slimmed down version of something else. So.
The Implexus was used on the last Depeche Mode album. Did he ask, or did they ask?
Well, it was a surprise to us actually, because there was this video of them working in the studio, and they released this teaser, and suddenly we're like, hey, there's an Implexus there, and
okay. So that way
they really didn't give us a heads up or anything. It was just suddenly it was there, just
so you can
right
be happy.
front and center.
We haven't mentioned yet.
Not sure. We're aiming for a release later this year, so probably last quarter of the year. And then I think we covered most of the bases. There's still some functionality that we haven't touched upon, like the sequencer length is CVable, and fans the sequencer with external trigger. The run input stops the sequencer when the input is high, but the clock still continues, so you can use sources to suddenly stop the sequence and start it again. Of course, always do an end of sequence by sending a trigger on the last one. But you lose the second row, of course. But if you really need an end of sequence trigger, then you could do that.
A bit more flexible than an SD1 or something like that.
Yes, I suppose so.
But it's still different, and have a look at it. But it's built in, and it's there, so everything is simple.
And it's probably a very capable and gnarly bass machine for some settings.
You said that it was slightly sounding more gnarly than the...
A little bit, yeah. It's mostly because of the noise source, and we hot-rodded the harmonic section a bit, so it's a bit more gnarly than the Implexus.
Okay. Thank you.
You too. Thanks so much for your time, and enjoy.